This will be an open session. You can ask anything you want while I'm talking also. I mean, put out your hand first lah. Okay, so why we're having this today? Okay, basically I thought of giving a bigger picture of overall idea of the website development industry, number one, and what we do lah, so that we share all the important tools that we use and the basic understanding of website lah. So I think that's why you're here, right? Right. Ask some questions along the way, okay? Those of you who have been with me, like Suvi and Asher, just bear with me, but this is like a refresher or anything that an overall that you are still not sure, also please ask. But if you're really not sure, then you must, means you didn't ask me earlier. Okay? Can? Okay, I'll start off first. What is website? You don't know, right? Huh? Oh. Okay. First, let's start. What is website? You all know, right? You don't laugh like that. Okay, everything starts off with number one is always the domain name, which is whatever you. The domain name is like www.google.com. Everyone knows google.com, right? That's the domain name. Basically, the name lah. You type. The website functionality of it itself is like when you use the Google. You know, when you type out what you do, that is everything that is stored there. That is a website. So basically, we are like we're the builders lah. So always remember, website is like you have the, in order to build a house, you need the land, right? I always like to share this analogy. So you need the land is the hosting, which is like you need to store all these files somewhere, right, for the website. Alright? So once the hosting means, then after that you have your name, address, where you stay, example. Where do you stay? I stay in Bukit Damansara, I stay in Kepong. So that will be like the website address, the actual name lah. So you must have these two together lah. So okay, where do you stay and this is the place. So the server, like let's say how big the space is, will determine like how many things you can put inside there. So like if it's a bigger space, of course then you fit in more things lah. Correct? Makes sense, right? Then you have a bigger house, you can have more guests inside, right? So same thing lah. So website, if you have a bigger space, a bigger server, then you can support more visitors coming to your website lah. Okay? That one all clear, that one? That's a general term of it. Now, as we expand further, you already have your website already, but that's actually just the beginning. Then after that, you need to think about, let's say example, if you're going, what is the purpose of the website? You're going to set up, let's say, a place to stay or a corporate site, or a place to stay meaning like someone's personal site, example. It's just about you. Then it's just talking about you lah. If it's a corporate site, corporate means it's your purpose will be sharing about the corporate. That means, and the third one will be, let's say, are you setting up a shop to sell things? Example lah. So this is where you need to understand the client. What does the client want? So it's like, okay, what's your objective? I think, okay, I just want, let's say you say, oh, just shops only, then you don't really need to think further much lah. Then it's just their personal site. If they say, oh, I want to sell a lot of things, okay, then it's just a website, but you must remember to explain to them that the requirement is very customer driven lah. So example, you set up a shop, if let's say Giant example, you need to make sure you have a bigger space, can support people to make payment, correct? Let's say Giant, you need to set up a Giant place, Giant supermarket, you need to allow people to make payment, right? So same thing website, if you set up we call that e-commerce store, you must be able to allow people to make payment lah. But not only payment, after that is they may need to track a lot more things. For example, oh, 1 month how many people come to my store, or in that sense website lah. Okay, then after that, is there a security? Okay, like is there like security in the sense that how secure they are, because you don't want it to be set up and then every day someone crack your website and then you're losing sales and business as well. Okay, so getting the objective right is also important part lah for in terms of getting the requirement of the clients. So that's why we have to meet the clients sometimes and then make sure we know what they want. But sometimes they actually don't know what they want until they see it. So that's why the process is, in the start also, we must also share with them in terms of the mock. We call them mock in terms of how would it look like. So example, same thing, you want to build a building, you need to sometimes show them and estimate how it will look like. So we call that, we're starting it with the mock design first. That's why when we propose to the client, sometimes you'll say, okay, how does the website will look like? So that's why we'll look for templates first sometimes. Template meaning you say like ready designs or something that is already standard. Like in Malaysia, you go to one place, everywhere all the houses are about the same, right? That's like a template lah. Then they show you how it will look inside, agak-agak. So it's all like ready and set. So we also use that in a sense to build the website, template based. Okay, now after you do all that whole entire presenter, they agree to that. Then after that, you need to fill the inside things. After they agree, the inside thing like, okay, my chair put where lah, and this and that. So those are content. That's the next step coming in already. So it's like once you choose a template, we set up the template, we install already, we prepare the land already, we start setting up the inside things already. Inside things will be a content, images, management of all this. Meaning say you manage all your inside kind of things. Okay, those are like content management. That's why we have tools to use. For example, we've been using one main tool is WordPress and OpenCart. WordPress is mostly for your website content update. I think so. You've been, is this first time hearing that WordPress? Okay. You heard before, right? So that's the one we use to utilize it in terms of updating the content. But again, coming back to real life, that's where we use that to decorate inside what is it all about. So once all those ready, then after that, the next one is we talk about like announcing to the world. Where is it? That's where we link up to Google Business, and how you say, doing the advertising if they need, social media. That's all those things will come in place already. So it's like once you set up, then the little pieces all around it will come ready. That's where the marketing starts. So far, okay? Anything not clear? Okay, now most of it of our work we use Google. I think everyone also use Google, but how we Google? I will now go, the next part is more on the different tools we use. You all got your handphone? Can I? Okay, how you usually Google?
Just search what you want.
Yeah, but do you use anything else? Don't have. Okay, do you know when you Google, you can actually add this open inverted thing? Do you use that? Or you never? Okay, if you use that, that's actually finding the specific words. So example, let's say you're looking for, example, chicken rice. So you want to make sure that word is there all the time. How to make sure? You need to have the open two brackets, and then make sure chicken rice is there. You get what I mean? You open your handphone, just try out. You make sure you put this, you know this one, right? You know what's this one? Try. 2 years old. So why we say this is important? Actually, all these are most important because most of the thing you all know can Google, right? You all know, right? Just show me. See whether you got it or not. I sure as hell. Wait, again, I all got Wi-Fi. Okay. You put that exactly means the exact thing you're looking for, and you can actually use combinations. So let's say chicken rice example, but you want to add another one, let's say to make sure that all of it is inside, and let's say Ipoh. So you type the word space and then another one, you open the bracket again, Ipoh example. So it's like you make sure that these two words are in the website that you're looking for, or the content that you're looking for. So it becomes more specific, because if not, then you have to, you'll be too many websites, right? Show me, see. Can. See?
I'm comparing without the double dot and with it. Yes.
Yes. So it's to make sure that both of them, just borrow yours and see. You all seen this, right? Something like this. The open bracket. This is how it looks like. You can see?
So it's like without the one, so make sure without the quotes.
Oh no, this open bracket is inside here and then M block. So the N is actually, they recognize it as a recognized field. So we use this, right? Do you use this? That's actually how you search for it. Yeah. Later we will do some practical on this side with the actual projector and the laptop lah. You brought a laptop, right?
Yeah.
Okay, then we can try it out. Why this is actually among all this is the most important, because then you can find anything you want in terms of solutions, in terms of any tools that we need to use. Sometimes website we are stuck, right? We're not sure what to do or how to fix it, so we have to Google lah. Basically this thing will help lah. So some of them you can also put exclude, not in. I think it's called not in. I still don't remember that one. I hardly use that also. So it's like it's not inside that content. But main thing is that lah, the and or lah. And or all is the most. All means is like which one also can. So without this one, it's like they'll search anything that has these two, all these words. But if you put that, it will make sure everything is there. All of the content is there. Okay? Morning. No problem. We have just finished the introduction, overall introduction. And we're just talking about Google. Excuse me. We're just talking about Google. Excuse me. Water. Okay, so that's for Google lah, but you also know you can actually filter for different things, right? For Google, like example, images. But when we filter for images, right, do you do any extra filter from there? Okay, usually if you are searching for clients for photos, especially, you should, when you click on images, there's a section that you can filter based on the license. License means that you can reuse. Try, just Google now again, but you click on images. You just Google any images. Then there's a section that says, you click on advanced tools. There's you can actually have this thing called usage rights. This is why this is important, so you don't get into copyright issue lah. Can.
I don't think phone have it.
No, they have. They do have it. Label.
Oh. Hey, senior.
Label for reuse. This one.
Label for you.
So you see, when you Google, there's this section, license, like labeled for reuse.
You can slide.
You have to slide it.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, using your phone as a sample. This one, you can actually slide it on. But in desktop, of course, there's more option lah. There's actually a drop down one which you can select label for reuse or label for modification, size, even more filters one. This one you use. So licensing lah. This one you know, right? Yeah. It's like label for reuse. We're just explaining the licensing of the images. You can see or not? You know? Just need to make sure. Can so far? So this one is more of researching of images lah. Like some clients, they want some certain images. Let me make sure I'm telling you. Like some of the images we cannot find. We have to use it this way lah. I mean, or they don't have the images, then we have to Google. But if cannot, then we have to buy lah. There's a lot of places for you to buy photos one. Okay. That's for Google. What else for Google? Okay. Can so far for Google? Clear on the open and or, and then the search by images. Video also can lah. You can filter by videos or news lah. But that's different function already lah. And then there's another one, they call it, this is, if you want lah, it's extra, it's this thing called reverse image search. Meaning if you have a photo, you upload it, they will search that image itself that is similar. So it's reverse searching. Search by image lah. You can try this out lah. This is, I thought it's quite cool too lah. Okay? Okay. Next one, moving on from Google, is there's this tool, another tool we use. I'll share with all the tools on a general basis what you use. What happens on the internet stays on the internet. I don't know if you know that. Like you say, what happened in Vegas stays in Vegas, right? But for internet, any website that's up before, right? There's this tool we use. It's called Internet Archive. So they actually will store all your data and all those websites that was up before from last time. So it's quite interesting, right? So this one, why we use this is because sometimes some clients they say, oh yeah, I lost my website. Okay, don't worry, we can try to trace it back. So if it's been archived before, or if it's not a website that require login, right? Then they can just how you say? Just go into the website and get whatever data I need to get. It's called Internet Archive. You got to look for it. Yeah, just search for it, Internet Archive. So it's like a tool that you can just search back any old websites. You know what I mean? So we use that. Yeah, try. Internet Archive. Got Internet Archive. Then you put in any websites, right? Hello, sit. So you put in any website that last time you used to go to, or any website, you'll be able to trace it back on. Okay. We just finished introduction now that I was sharing earlier about Google on the searching. Then after now it's on the internet archiving. We're moving to all the tools that we use. Cool. Okay, then I'm going to share all these tools as we go on. These are all useful for communication. Communication in terms of getting the message out. Like example, on your phone one, if you're mostly using your phone, there's this tool, we call it, you just want to take note, or either you can start downloading it. The first tools that we usually use is on the phone one is called AZ Recorder. AZ Recorder means, let's say you need to explain something to a client, or you need to tell somebody about something. Let's say you always tell this website, hey, the top right side image change. So sometimes you got two images, and you say, which image? You know what I mean? So if you are able to record it, it's easier to show it. So a few of the tools that we use on the phone is called AZ Recorder. AZ Recorder. You also use that, yeah? So it's actually record your phone, and then you can talk, and then you just swipe. Whatever you do on your phone, it's exactly on the screen that's recorded. That's called AZ Recorder. On desktop, we like to use this tool called Lightshot or Camtasia. Lightshot is basically for image. So it's like once you print the screen, you can actually highlight the certain sections and tell the person where is it. That's Lightshot. Second one we use is Camtasia. Camtasia or Cam Studio? I don't remember. Cam Studio. Yeah. Cam Studio, sorry. Cam Studio. It's a free one. It's a free tool. What I'm sharing, all this is free, not pirated. It's really can use one. So all this is important to explain things to people, especially using the phone or computer. Because if not, you tell them, click on this button. Which button? Right? Very difficult, right? So, but if it's on a desktop, you can use these tools. Okay, just highlight the whole page, and then just show. You can actually show it like this section is the one that you're talking about. Okay, that's Lightshot. And then Camtasia, Cam Studio. Cam Studio. Later we do the practical, and then we try all these tools out together. Okay, that's more for the getting the message out. Okay. Next one that we always use is GIMP if you all don't have Photoshop. It's an alternative. So if you don't have Photoshop, you use GIMP. Why is important? Why image is important for us? Because how to say? Yeah, you need to edit content sometimes the logo the client give you, you need to resize. When you talk about all this, like rearrangement of the photos, how it looks like, resizing we call it cropping. Sometimes in order to fit in the image to the website to certain area, we need to make sure it's the right size. So in photo, it's always talking about the width and the height. Pixels, we call it. So we need to always find out what is a pixel. Okay for that? Pixels. So GIMP is one of the tools. So later we can also install that, and then we can try to test it out. Okay. What else? The internal software. One of the main software we use for communication in terms of our team one. Usually we use Slack. So we actually install it on the phone, so anytime we can message each other than WhatsApp. So it's good for file sharing and all. Okay. And one more we are trying to implement so far is timesheet. I don't know if you heard of this app or not. Yes. You try before that. So we actually know the project, how long we take, and which one takes the longest. So we know where we are to improve. It's more for ourselves to improve and tracking our own time. Okay.
56 months.
So inside that time sheet, you can actually list out all the things you do. So for example, if you have a project, or you want to talk about if you're driving or commuting or eating, you can actually stop, and then set all the different timings. So you know exactly what you're doing. Yeah. I'm also trying to make that in the habit, that one. But we try. We have to try, because it's important. So like again, coming back, if the client sometimes they don't remember what they do. Sometimes they say, they ask you to change this, they ask you to change that. They don't realize it will take a lot of time. I was like, hey, just remove this only. But actually, it could take 2 hours, example. Then they ask, hey, remove this again. Then it take another 2 hours. Then this is more a project for us to manage our project. Okay. What else? The tools, general tools. Anything else that I missed? Huh?
DV.
No, that's on the website. Later. That one. Huh? Oh, yeah. Another important tool is called Cloudberry. Yes. You heard of it? It's basically remote. We call that is remote access. Yeah. So it's like, let's say you're here, and let's say someone in Johor wants your help. Hey, this one I don't know how to do this. You can't be driving all the way to show him, let's say, how to upload a photo. You cannot do that. So we can use remote access. So maybe you actually ask him to install the software, they will able to use that software, and then it's open the door for you. So you can go into the computer and show him how to do it. Save time, right? Because if not, you have to drive there, then actually it's just a simple 5 minutes or 10 minutes to show him how to do. So at least we try to use all this to save time to do our support for the clients and all. Okay so far? I hope you're listening this down. Later we're going to try to set up. And then what else? I think that's about it for the main software. If those who wants to use if you're using Adobe, there's alternative to that. It's called Inkscape. So it's like it allows you to also open AI files. Now, okay, in general, you're familiar in terms of all the extension files or not? I forgot to ask this. You know what's .exe? This is on the computer because you need to set up all your environment first, so you understand what is it. Never. Okay. Okay, no problem. Okay, for files. So example, for us, I talk about all the images. Everyone knows image, right? But have you ever thought what is the extension behind it? Or never? Okay. That JPEG, JPG, or JPEG, that one you heard before, right? Yeah. Okay, very good. So you all know lah. Don't say you don't know. Okay, those are standard image JPEG, where the image is all flattened one. But sometimes if people ask, hey, I want a transparent image. You know what is that? If they say, don't know. Okay, transparent image. Sometimes a logo, if you put, especially on the website, right? It's like it will blend into the background one. Because if it's JPEG, then you see like one big patch of white color spot there. You know what I mean? So it's like, if it's transparent, let's say behind the blue color, this logo, let's say is words lah, the logo. So you're blending together with the blue color background behind. So it's transparent. So example of transparent type or extension is like PNG, .png or .gif. I use these two lah. The actually image itself extension, there's many. I don't even know that also, like .tifla, I don't know what else. So those are the extensions of what you call that? Viewable image, JPEG, GIF, PNG. The transparent, like I said, is a PNG and the GIF lah. Okay. Now, then there's the editable one. Editable means, say, like, let's say if AI is .ai lor. Means Adobe Illustrator lah. Adobe Illustrator, they use that too also for editing image lah. Then if it's what you call that? Photoshop is .psd lah. You know .psd, you know, you all look so blank. .psd, okay, never mind. .psd is Photoshop. GIMP is .xcf. What else? This few is good enough lah. No need to know so many. Otherwise, you can just Google. You know how to Google already, right? What is? You can actually just type what is .xcf or what is .psd. Then they'll tell you what's that. Really? Straight away they'll tell you. Very simple one, that one. But understand the basic of images. There's two types. The one that says transparent, and also the one that's flattened already one, which is the JPEG lah, that you all commonly use lah. Okay. Then what we usually use for the images is, number one, mostly we use resizing. We usually mostly use it for resizing, either to crop it out. Crop means they make sure we just have to cut to make sure the image fits in lah, accordingly. Okay. And so far, you're overloaded already. Oh, forgot to ask you. Actually, you all try any? You're familiar with computer usage, right? Normal basic lah. Photo, I mean, Microsoft Word all got used before, right? Everyone. Okay. Excel all got used before lah. Okay. Good. Now, sometimes all this, in a way, website also we need to use over some of them also. Like I said, image is for editing lah. That one you all know lah. But why sometimes we also need to use Excel? Have you thought of that? Okay, Excel sometimes we need to import data in. Like some website, they have membership. So we also need to know how to import those in. Or either import products in. Because if not, then you have to one by one do. That'll take some time. Yes. Okay, so these are again all the different tools that externally we can use to make it easier for our job. Okay. Excel, all I don't think I need to mention much, right? Or Photoshop or Microsoft document. Those who don't have Microsoft, we use alternative called Kingsoft. If you all don't have Microsoft lah. Okay, that's all. Again, it's a free software. It's open source. Only sometimes you come out the ads lah. That's all. Okay. Anything else for the tools I missed? Okay. Okay so far? Well, I think we can have a short break. Then after that, we can try the tools out already. Okay? Can? Huh? Oh, Notepad++. That's more for editing for the code. Sometimes we need to edit certain codes, programming codes. We use this tool called Notepad++. Okay? Oh, very low. It's okay. Today you get an overall idea. Then later we touch a bit on the website. And then that's afternoon lah. That one Asher will do that. But in the morning session and all will be all on an overall basis. Okay? Well, yeah. That's all on the desktop tools first lah. Later on I'll talk about the Google tools. So next session lah. No, that's how the question I'll ask. What's the difference, right? Chrome, Internet Explorer, Firefox. Number one, it's all built by different people lah. And of course we don't really, okay, I'm not condemning any browser. Just use what you're most comfortable. Yeah, I think most people comfortable is Chrome, right? I think so, right? Okay. And you can explore different to see the different experience. I think Opera is not too bad. That's what I was saying. But also note that some browsers, it's different display for certain website. So some website you go to it, it's like, why it look different one? So we sometimes will face this problem one for us doing website. Most problem is always the Mac or either the Windows. The browser for Mac is Safari. So for the common one, Windows, you know lah. That one is Chrome lah, IE lah, Internet Explorer. So why is there difference? Because each company somehow build their own. Everyone wants a certain, I would say, a market share lah. It's about market share. And you can actually Google the statistic. You can Google how the users for the top different browsers. You can actually find the data one. Then you know how many people actually use Chrome lah, Internet Explorer lah, Android for Android browser lah, Safari lah. Now this data do you think is important? Sometimes. Yeah. It is, right? So it means if you see more people using the phone type or phone browser, then you know your website should be mobile ready lah, right? So that's why in terms for website we have this thing called responsive. Meaning to say it will adapt accordingly to the website. Later I show a demo, right? How to do that. Okay, so you will learn a little bit on this. How to set your responsive mode using the tools that we have used for the website. Okay, now I talk about the online tools. Online tool, Google is most commonly your use but Google, you know, they got extension to more of it. I know you know not. I think next thing you'll use is the Google Map. Have you ever wondered how Google Map comes about? So if somebody, let's say you always go to this place but cannot find the name one, then you can actually tell them, hey, you're not on Google Map. It's actually a tool just for them to list down their office address there. Of course, don't list your home lah. Because usually this one is, they call it Google Business. So it's this link called google.com/business. So it's like, let's say you run like what I said, maybe a kedai runcit or whatever, a grocery store. So you can actually list yourself on the Google Map one. So usually the tools we call that is a Google Business. Once you list that, they will usually send a verification code to you, like a postcard kind of thing. Then then it's verified the address. Once you're listed there, then you also will appear on Waze automatically. Quite cool, right? So next time you see any familiar place, you go to, why you not on Google? You can ask them. I help you list out as your practice. It's very simple, google.com/business. But of course, requirement is all of you need to have a Gmail account. It's somehow linked to one Gmail account or Google Apps account. Okay, so once you list that down, then some of them, depending on the business type, they can verify immediately. Now, most of the tools we use for Google, right? Most of it, you need some sort of verification, like address, of course, because you need to make sure you actually have access to the address. So it's either they call you, they just send you a special code for you to verify the address, or either they send you a postcard. You know postcard, right? A physical postcard. So that will take about 1-2 weeks. 2 weeks. So once you have that, you verify the location, then you appear on Google Map or the Waze. How is this related to website? Yes, you can actually link that maps together to the website. So in the website, sometimes you see that you go to the website, you can see where the location is, right? That's the one. So that's one step you can do for the client. Second thing we do is this thing called Google Webmaster. Actually, all this is a must to be inside. Google Webmaster is like, basically it's like to see how many people, or what is the term that people use to search for you for the website. So it's like you're able to see like what are the changes on the Google. So let's say if your website also get hacked or recognized by Google that you get hacked, you will get notification. if any searches that is related to you, you can just see all this data lah. Later I'll share more of this. So that's Google Webmaster. It's like all this is a must thing to be inside. Then the third one we use is Google Analytics. Google Analytics is basically like to analyze all the data in the website. Again, like where's the traffic coming from? Is it from social media? Is it from certain keywords that people use? Or is it from a reference from another website that linked to you? So that's analytics, Google Analytics. And you can study the behavior also. Like they come to first page, then they go to the second page or third page of your website. So you notice we're all being tracked, right? No privacy. So sometimes if you activate certain things, they will tell the visitors that come to the website, they're male or female, what is their interest. So this data is important for us when we set this up. So it's also important for the client, whoever is doing business. And then what else? Google Webmaster, Google Analytics. Those that are recently that we use one as well, it's called Google AdSense as well. But this is we implement for the client. AdSense is basically, some website you go, you got see some funny banners around, right? Those are AdSense under Google. So it's like they serve the ads in your website. So you have a revenue sharing with Google. This one we actually do it together with the client. We implement for them. Where we link up the Google ads and put it into their website. That's 4 things. I think 4 things for Google tools. What else? Now moving on, the different type of things that we use is hosting. That's how you talk about hosting, right? In terms of like, we usually use this thing called cPanel. cPanel is basically like the access to the website backend. Now backend means it's like something that we go behind to do the control of the whole entire website. That's where you set up your database. Database meaning to say that, how do I explain database? It's basically a place just purely to store your data. So it's called database. So there's a file and then the database. The file will connect to the database. Okay, so the hosting is the bigger thing. We'll have all this inside to manage it. It's like your operating system. Operating system means your Windows, you run all your different things inside there, right? Correct? So for website, that is like the operating system for website. We call this, the most common hosting we use is called cPanel. So cPanel is like your Windows kind of thing, but it's purely for website hosting. You used before, right? So that's where you manage your files, you upload your files, and you create your database. So this is where, at the beginning, we also set up for systems for us to use the website. That's why I'm talking about the website development, all right? Sometimes we must set up our environment first, then we can build it. So hosting is one of them. Once you have the hosting, let's say you want to install a certain software inside the use. Just like Windows, you need to install certain software. Sometimes you can do your, let's say, editing of your photos, correct? So for website, same thing. We need to install this software called WordPress or OpenCart. So once you install, then we can start building on top of it, or use that software to improve further to really become a functional website. That's for WordPress and OpenCart. I'm feeling like you're already lost on it. My apologies on this, because if we can, then later we only use a room to show you, then that is easier. But bear with me, we finish all the tools first. Okay? Can you remember, I know it will be quite intensive, but take note down, then after that we can extend it later. Okay? Okay, coming back to the cPanel. So coming back to the cPanel, what else we'll have there? That's also where we control some of the logs you can see. Now all websites, you can see that there's this thing called logs one. Logs means we can trace either the error, what has happened, like someone maybe attacked you or something like that. So you can actually also trace all these things inside there in the cPanel. Inside there later you can explore what is the tools inside the cPanel. Can? So far? You have any question or not? Okay. After that, the hosting already, then other things that we need to set up also is like the security part. The security will be, we call this tool called Cloudflare lah. It's like your firewall. You familiar with firewall? No, no. Like network security, internet network security. Yeah. That's the most basic one. Yes, that's the most basic one. But usually, sometimes this internet, the router that you set up, if it's a higher security, they have a firewall set up. Right? So it's like a wall lah, basically. Just remember it's a wall lah. So same thing for website. This Cloudflare that we usually use this tool is basically like a firewall for people to. It's like you block any attackers to come in, so they'll filter that lah. But it's still not perfect. Sometimes we still get attacked. So that's we need to make sure all the best practices for website lah. What else? Yeah, we'll need to show you later lah, the WordPress and the OpenCart, how to use that. Yeah. SEO? Oh. SEO, that's why I should mention SEO. Now, once the website is set up already, right? Now, usually people always ask, how do I get to be the first page? You know, when you Google, you always want to be the first page, right? That's what we call SEO lah, search engine optimization lah. Meaning to say, how do you rank in Google lah? Usually, how you rank is number one, you must identify what is the people searching for lor. So, example, you sell chicken rice. I don't know why it comes chicken rice. Later we order chicken rice. So you of course you want to be listed as the first side. If let's say you sell chicken rice in Kuala Lumpur, example lah, people will sometimes search us like that. So number one, if you set up your website, your content, make sure you have that. If you have that content, let's say in the first page itself, you should have somewhere written as best chicken rice in KL, example lah. Because Google will index you based on your content, whatever content that you put in. Okay, so that's why you need to research further, and to find out these tools, there's another tool called Google Keyword Tool. So you actually find out like how many people or what is the people searching for on Google. So it can be like some people search for maybe they like roast chicken rice, whatever lah, example. So you can actually find out the numbers of people in KL itself search for what. So once you get that data, then make sure your website has this related content to it. So sometimes we do our marketing, we need to research this, tell the client what to target, and then tell them a budget to spend. Those are Google Ads. Google AdWords, sorry. You know, sometimes Google at the top you see ads, right? That's the one. So it's like certain specific words that they use. So we must make sure that it's in the website itself. Okay, that's for Google SEO. So a lot of things also comes in place for the SEO part. So example, in the website itself, make sure, like I said, you link your Google Map everything is all linked. The more you fill up, the better. Because sometimes they default have many things that you're not sure what to fill. If you can try to fill as much as you can, it'll be good so that it makes you more searchable and you're more complete for the website and overall things that you list. Okay, that's for SEO what else? Then another aspect that plays quite important role is also what are the social media that links to you. So that's why once you have your website, again you set up your Facebook page and to link back to your website. It's like this. Once you have your website, right, the more things that links to you, right, it's like your highway to your shop. It's like once you have your shop ready, right, if you don't have anything linking back, it means no roads to you so they cannot find you. So that's why once you have your centralized as a website set up, you make sure you have more links coming in. Once you have more links coming in, then it's like, then it's easier for you to be searchable. And Google will think more people recommend you. So example, let's say your website so happen the star found out about you, and the star maybe they write an article about you and have a link to your website. So once they have that, then of course you'll be more recognized and you'll be ranked. You understand for that how that works, right? It works exactly like how you recommend. Of course, if some famous fellow recommend your shop or whatever, so immediately you'll be boosted like that. Of course, not counting the ads also. Ads also help. Okay? Anything else other than SEO? I think after this we need to start the hands-on already. That's alright. Anything else? Why you look at me so blur? I send you a list. So far, any questions or not? Must try after this. See whether we can try in the room or not. Yes. Sorry? Huh? I'm standing on a mark. That's not relevant. Other than that is the practices. Let's say we're coming back to the content again. Like the images you upload, you don't upload like M11A, you know the image name, right? I know we all do that, right? Then it's not searchable. So try to always have certain names that you even to Facebook. If let's say you upload certain images, right, you can actually have the image in the album itself. You can tag the location or put more information about the photo. If you're doing marketing, that one on Facebook. So again, more things you fill up, the better. So in the images itself, more things you put about, let's say, again coming back, you put chicken rice, then you put chicken rice where lah, you know. Should set up chicken rice store. Yeah. Then you come out also on social media lah when you search. Okay. I think that's about it lah for now. After this, we need to be more hands-on to touch on the actual thing, and also the working on the actual site lah. Then you have a clearer idea lah. Okay. So that's for the online tools. Yeah. One more tool on the desktop forgot to mention is FileZilla. This one is the one that connects the hosting and the website together. It's like, let's say you need to upload files from your computer here to the website, right? We use this tool called FileZilla. It's the one that connects you to the cPanel. You get me? cPanel one, FileZilla, and then our computer. Get it? So it's like the middle person to help you transfer the file. So that's another tool you need to install on the desktop. Okay? Can? Thank you. Yeah.